You've written in some of your blog posts about the concept of geographic arbitrage and how that has helped you achieve financial independence and retire early. Can you talk about that a little bit and what that is?
Yeah, so the concept of geographic arbitrage, and it's somewhat unique to healthcare, but you're taking advantage of living in a lower cost of living area that might actually have higher pay than some of the higher cost of living areas where more people might want to live. Now, for me, I grew up in a small town in Minnesota. My wife is from a small town in Michigan. The upper Midwest is where we wanted to be, and that's where I've done most of my professional work. So I didn't go out of my way to find a low cost of living area or even to look for a really high paying job. We just worked where places we were familiar with, where we had friends and family. But it's worked out quite well. If you work in law or finance, you typically need to be in a higher cost of living city. New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, wherever. A lot of places where the big money is also where it costs a lot to live. And that's almost the opposite, at least on average, in medicine. Higher pay tends to come in the more rural areas in small and medium-sized cities.
Absolutely. I feel like I have that conversation a lot with my clients. How, this is the exact opposite of the way that it is for most people. Like if for
It
most
is.
people, if you go live somewhere where the cost of living is lower, you make less money. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just not the case for doctors most of the time.
right,
Yeah.
right. And now there may be a reason that New York City or San Francisco, not to pick on those two places, but maybe that's where all your family is. That's where you went to
Yeah.
school. That's where you met your wife or husband. Yeah, you can make it work. And I know people in those areas that make a lot more than I ever did. But on average, if you look at like a heat map of salary versus location, the center of the U.S., the Midwest, those places tend to offer higher pay.
And some of the other benefits to attract people are great. I'll often have conversations with folks graduating residency with a bunch of student loans, and you got an option potentially, hey, go work in the middle of nowhere and you'll make double what you'd make in San Francisco or New York, plus they'll give you an extra 50 or 100 grand a year to go towards your student loans. Do that for a few years, get out of your hole, and then go
Mhm.
back to wherever you ultimately want to be.
Yeah, the first few years, 5 years of your career, you can really make a lot of progress, knock out
Mhm.
just about any student loan balance if you make a choice like that.